Good morning, student. I am Suveda Kakde, and today in this class I am going to deal with romantic poetry. So you might have heard about the word romanticism. The actual meaning what we take in our generation, that is totally different than when we study romantic poetry. So here in the introduction section we have the romantic age is also called as the Renaissance of wonder and the age of Wordsworth. Romantic age is considered as the revival of Shakespearean romanticism of Shakespeare, Marlowe, Bacon, because Shakespeare violated the rules and regulations for plays and sonnets, and Milton follows the same trend. So you have studied about Shakespearean sonnets, then how Shakespeare has changed the certain rules. For example, we have here his sonnets. So when we take the example of sonnet, there we have three sections of sonnet, like Shakespearean sonnet, Spenserian sonnet, and the origin of sonnet is nothing but Petrarchan sonnet. So how Petrarch has formed rules and regulations to make sonnets, in the same way here Shakespeare has not followed the rules and regulation of Petrarch. He had changed those rules and regulations, and that spirit changing the rules and regulation, like he had not followed the rules and regulations, and that is nothing but he had changed there. In this, that spirit is followed in romantic poetry. So that is why we call romantic age is the Renaissance of wonder, and we call this age is the age of Wordsworth because Wordsworth was a prominent poet of that age. This is the introduction. Now the introduction about restoration poetry. After the publication of lyrical ballads in 1798, the romantic movement received definite shape and direction. So what is this lyrical ballads? So lyrical ballads was a collaboratively written by William Wordsworth and S.T. Coleridge. So William Wordsworth and S.T. Coleridge are two prominent romantic poets, and this poetic collection consists of 23 poems, which are among them, like 19 are written by Wordsworth and 4 are by S.T. Coleridge. So this collection, lyrical ballad, is very important, and you have a question on this publication, like they may ask you the question as who is the poet of lyrical ballad, or when it is published, and another question as when the romantic poetry began. So what you have to answer here, when the lyrical ballad was published in the year 1978, that was the beginning of romantic period. Now next we have features of romantic poetry. Sir might have taught you the features of romantic poetry, so that just I will give you the idea about features of romantic poetry. Features means what romantic poetry consists of, or the what are the characteristic features of romantic poetry. That is nothing but love for nature. So you know, each and every romantic poet was having a attraction towards nature, because there was an industrial revolution took place, and for that reason people were fed up with urban life, and they were fed up with their day-to-day life. For that reason they needed some change in their life, and for that they went to nature, they enjoyed the beauty of nature, and that they had depicted in their poetry, and for that reason we have the feature as love for nature. The next feature is break from set of rules. So that is nothing but no romantic poet had followed the rules and regulations of poetic forms. So which are the poetic forms? We had studied this in your first semester. That is nothing but we have ballad, epic, elegy, and lyrics. So these are the some some poetic forms. So here, when romantic poets has written the poems, they had not followed any kind of rules, like they had generated their own rules, and for that reason, then this feature is called as break from set of rules. The next feature is interest in country life. So now, like the people of romantic age, they were fed up of their urban life, and for that reason they went to village life, that is nothing but country life. And here even we have the Rousseau's call as return to nature, and the people had followed it. And for various people, like for example our great romantic poets, they had visited the country life, they observed the lifestyle of people, and that they had depicted in their poems. Like for example, they had depicted about the nightingale. They had, like a poet had seen a cottage girl, she was working in the farm, and she has observed her he has observed her, and then he had depicted the same depiction in his poetry. So that is nothing but interest in country life. The next feature we have as love of liberty and freedom. The romantic poets did not follow rules and regulations of poetry and compose of their poems. And freedom is like Britain, in which romantic poets breathed freely. They believed that the poets are free to follow his own rules and regulations, and for that reason they wrote their poems in blank verse form, and there they had taken liberty and freedom. The next feature is interest in the past, and here we have written Hellenism. So Hellenism means what? Taking interest in Greek literature is called as Hellenism here, and this is the important feature. For example, why it is important? Because we have in romantic poet the famous poet as Keats, and he was interested in Greek literature. He had depicted his poems specially about Greek history, Greek art and architecture in his poem. So that feature is called as Hellenism here. And taking interest in past means they had depicted about the histories of past, then love stories about the past life in their contemporary age, and that is why we call this feature as interest in past and Hellenism. The next feature is supernaturalism and fantasy. So what is the meaning of supernaturalism? Like in our vernacular language we call it as adbhutata, and for mystery is rahasya or gudha, you say. So supernaturalism and mystery plays important role in romantic age, because like romantic spirit depicted the mysteries and reveals the wonder of things removed from the real life. Romantic poets believed that there are more things in the heaven and earth than ordinary life, and those things are very curious. So for example, we have here S.T. Coleridge has written one poem called Kubla Khan, another as Christabel, and the famous poem is Ancient Mariner. So in these poems he had dealt with mysticism and supernatural elements and imagination concepts in his poetry. The next feature we have interest in common life and use of common language. So you know the meaning of interest in the meaning of common life and common language. Earlier when we had studied about the Shakespeare's works, at that time we understand that if we read his original works we will not get the meaning of it, because they are written in ancient English language. But here when we read the works of romantic age, at that time we easily understand the meaning of poem or the novel, and that is nothing but taking the interest in common life and using the common language so that each and everyone can understand it. The next feature is imagination and emotions. Imagination is the major feature of romanticism, because the place of reason and intellect was taken by imagination, and this feature is very important in romantic age. The next feature is subjectivity and spontaneity. So romantic poets avoided description of their contemporary age. The romantic movement was expression of individual genius rather than of established rules. Poetry to them was the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings recollected in tranquility, and the poets' own emotions find expression in their poetry. Like they had written whatever comes in the mind, they had written, and that was called as the poetry of romantic age. So the next feature is note of melancholy. The melancholy, the word means a sad note, and the people like the romantic poets, they have wrote poetry which is the voice of their heart. If they feel sad, they had depicted the same element in the poetry. The next feature is endless variety in romantic poetry. Now endless variety means when we see the sonnet, when we see Shakespearean age, at that time the major poetic version was sonnet, but when we see romantic age, at that time we can find that there were endless varieties in romantic poetry. For example, we can find that many of the poets have written about blank verse, they have written about lyricism, then free verse, and again we can find they have written epic and ode also. So those are the famous or endless varieties in romantic poetry. And the last feature is regeneration of poetic style. Regeneration of poetic style, what it means, like the romantic poets' interest in the past led them to experiment with the old meters of poetic forms. For example, as I told you, ballad, blank verse, lyric, ode, sonnet, and each of the poet has taken one form and they had written according to it to depict it. Like we can say that Wordsworth has written in simplicity and natural style, Coleridge's style was musical, Shelley's style was harmonious, Keats' style was picturesqueness. So this is nothing but regeneration in poetic style. So if you want in detail explanation of each feature, you directly contact me. Here I had not given all the explanation of these features, I just had dictated about it. Now next we are going to deal about romantic poetry. Till here we had studied features of romantic age, and now next I am going to deal with romantic poetry.